Hello everybody, I am Arumache. Today I am gonna show you 4 amazing opening chess traps which you can use in your game and win with your opponents. Let's start. Now I am showing you the legal smith. White is e4, e5, and f3 attacking the pawn lc6 and bishop c4. And after d6 trying to defend the pawn and black can play bg4, then it's a pin, and knight d4 can also be possible and take the knight. White plays nc3, both the knights are developed. Black plays bishop g4, white plays h3, and black plays bishop h5. The correct move is bx f3, and bishop h5 is a mistake. Can you find how bishop h5 is a mistake? The correct and best continuation for white is nx e5. You think I blundered both of my pieces. One, my queen is hanging, and the other, two pieces are attacking my knight, and the knight is also hanging. So, if he takes bx d1, we have bx f7 check, king e7, and any check, the king would be mated. But it has f6 square, so you have to give a check which covers f6, and that is knight d5. It's a check, covers f6, knight on e5 covers d7, bishop on f7 covers e8 and e6. So it's a mate, and white will win the game. So after nx e5, if he takes bx e5, we can play qx h5. We got a pawn. We lost a piece, got a pawn, and we took his piece. So what happens if he takes nx e5, qx h5, and looting the bishop is hanging? But after he takes, we have queen to b5. It's a check and his knight is also attacked. And after c6, we can take his knight and we are a pawn up. So this is the legal smith trap, and the best continuation after h3 is bx f3, qx f3, and f6. You defend it, and if your opponent plays castle, you can play nd4 attacking c2 and the queen. Opponent will play queen d1 and then followed by d3 and bg5. That will be equal, and you should try this out if you are white to play this trap. So let's move on to the next trap, which is the trap in Dutch defense. The Dutch defense is when white plays d4 and black plays f5. The idea with f5 is knight f6, g6, bishop g7, d6, and castle. Looting that f5 is weakening the squares and black might get checkmated, but in two moves with knight f6 and g6, it will get covered and white cannot do that. So after f5, we play bishop g5 and black plays h6 attacking the bishop. We'll play bishop h4, and you might think this is a blunder because b5, bishop g3 and f4. But now we have the brilliant move e3. If your opponent takes on g3, can you see this weakness over the light squares? And you play queen h5 and it's a checkmate. His king can't go anywhere. So taking on g3 is a mistake. So your opponent plays h5. The correct move is knight f6 at defending the square. h5, you're advancing your pawn and it weakens the squares further. Now we play bishop d3. The threat is bishop g6 mate. Your opponent plays rook h6 trying to defend it. We play qx hy, a brilliant queen sacrifice. Because now if we play bishop g6, black can take. So we are diverting the rook by qx hy, and after rx g5, bishop g6. A very beautiful mate, only with a bishop. So that completes the Dutch defense. So let's move on to the next trap, which is the Blackburn shilling trap. The Blackburn shilling trap is e4, e5, nf6, nf3, and nc6, bishop c4, and nd4. You think this is a mistake because we can take on g5, but taking on g5 is a blunder. Because we can play now queen g5, attacking e5, the knight, and g2, the pawn. If black takes bx f7, you can play king e7, and the knight is attacked, and if the knight moves, you can take the bishop. So, your opponent will play nx f7, thinking he got a fork. And black will play qx g2. Now, if you take the rook, we can take his rook. So, he will play rook f1. Now, we take qx c5 check. He can't block with the queen because we can take his queen. So, he plays bishop e2. Now, can you find a brilliant checkmate here? nx c2 is a very good move, but after qx c2, and nx h8, you will be material up, and qx c1, bishop d1, you will be material up, but we have the more beautiful knight f3 checkmate. The king is smothered, means all other pieces are around the king, and now the king doesn't have any squares to move. He can't take bx f3 because the queen is on e4. It's a pin. So the best way to play this trap is you should not take on e5. You should take on e4, and after black takes, you should castle and nf6 attacking the pawn, rook e1, d6 trying to stop e5, and c3. Your opponent will take, you take, he will develop, and you, after d4, you will have a good center. Your pieces are more active than your opponent, and this way you can win. So hope you like my Blackburn shilling trap. Let's move on to the next trap, which is the Lasker trap. Let me flip the board here. The Lasker trap starts with d4, d5, c4, and e5, a surprising pawn sacrifice. And after dx e5, d4. White want to get rid of this pawn because it controls too many squares, and then white will have a pawn advantage and can win easily. So e3, bishop b4 and bishop d2. Now dx e3. Now white has two variations, fx c3 and bx b4. And after fx c3, we can play queen to h4 check. King e2 is not good because the king can't castle anymore. So g3. And now after queen to e4, the rook is attacked. And white plays nf3. The queen is protecting the knight. Now we can play bx d2, and after nbx d2, we can take e3, bishop e3 and e2, and we can play bishop g4. Here our position is better, we are attacking, and it's equal, and if you can convert a slight advantage to a win, you can win this game. So now let's look at bx b4. Now we play pawn into f2. King can't take because now there is queen into queen, the queen's hanging. So after king e2, the most natural move is bishop g4, thinking it's a pin, but knight f3 block is there. So first we have to take the knight and promote into knight. A very brilliant move. We can't promote into a queen because queen into queen, it's a check. And after we take the rook and take our queen. Now white is winning and white can win easily. So we have to take and promote into a knight. And after rook into, now we can give bishop g4 check, and the knight is no more there to give an f3 block. And after king f2, we can take his queen. Now we are a queen up and you can win easily. Thank you for watching this video. Bye. See you soon.